Welcome back to the Peacefully Ever After podcast. I am your host, Lotus the Coach, and I am a resilience coach. I have a passion for supplying my community with resilience tools, mindset hacks, and also identifying your purpose. So, in today's podcast, we're going to talk about mastering your emotions and why it matters to master your emotions. And I know the biggest upgrade I gave to my personality is being able to manage my emotions. Naturally, I used to be a person that would react to any and everything. Any thought I had, I would react to it. Anything anybody did to me, I would react to it. And I would take everything so personal. And that was emotionally draining for me because I was so focused on reacting instead of focusing on what I can control and what was in my arena, what was really mine, what was mine to carry and what was not mine to carry. And I remember I had this friend that he was so good in managing, like being nonchalant about stuff. Like something would happen and he would just be like, it's okay. And I used to think, like, dang, I wanted to be like that. But then I noticed that even though he was nonchalant about stuff, he would still suppress his emotions. And when things happened, he would just act like it didn't matter, but deep down inside, it didn't matter to him. So, yeah, he was nonchalant, but he would suppress them. And that's not something I wanted to mirror either. I wanted to be able to identify an emotion that I'm having and not react to it, but observe it. And to know, is this something I can control? Is this something that's true? Is this something that I want to explore? And having these conversations with myself and then being able to manage my emotions on a day to day basis has allowed me to better navigate my career, better navigate my friendships, and I'm not so emotionally exhausted. Reacting to every emotion is mental exhaustion. I had so my anxiety was through the roof. And I was overwhelmed about all these emotions that I had encountered throughout the day. I just would be so tired at the end of the day. And I would just want to isolate myself. So I started working on it, and it's the greatest upgrade I have given to my personality. I have a lot of people that come across me and they were like, dang, I want to be like that. I want to be able to see something, have something happen, and just still go about my day. And I tell you, mentally, I have so much more clarity because I am not spending my day reacting to my emotions. So, how do we start managing our emotions and being able to master the act of observing our emotions instead of reacting to our emotions? First, you have to be able to articulate what emotion is what. Most of us only know a couple of emotions, which is sadness, anger, and happiness. Those really are the only three emotions we have the vocabulary for. But I started adding more vocabularies to identify my emotion: frustration, loneliness, rejection, sadness, joy, happiness, peace, content, confusion. I've started giving my emotions more vocabulary so I'm better able to articulate my emotions. Before, if something happened, I would just be like, oh my gosh, this makes me feel so sad. But why do I feel sad? And most of the time, it's not sadness, it's rejection or the fear of being misunderstood. It's not really sadness. But because we don't have the vocabulary for it, we're not able to articulate what is going on. So I would say first, by observing your emotions, when an emotion come up, ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Is it sadness? Maybe I feel a little fear or a little rejection or isolation, but I don't think I'm sad. So being able to identify those emotions will allow you to better articulate those emotions. And when you can articulate something, you're more aware of it and able to observe it instead of reacting to it. So once you take the time to start observing your emotions, you will say to yourself, okay, what emotion is this? Okay, I feel happiness right now. Yes, I feel it everywhere. Start articulating through your senses. Where do you feel this happiness? Do you feel it in your heart? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your back? Like, where is this feeling at? And the more you're able to observe what is going on, the less you'll react to what's going on. And it gives you that distance between the act that has happened and reaction. It gives you that gray area because most of the time something happens and then we automatically react to it. And when we react, it's not the way we want to react. It's just an instant thing that happens. But if you give yourself that wiggle room in the middle, then you'll be able to react in a way that is more loving. And you'll also be able to react in a way that allows you to communicate to the other party or whoever what it is that you're really feeling or what it is that you really need. For example, I'm married and my husband, before I got with my husband, I had the fear of abandonment. I had the fear of abandonment because of my upbringing. And what I would do, I would self-sabotage. When someone was getting close to me, I would push them away. I would run. Even though I wanted love so bad, I would push them away so bad that it was just a confusing relationship. That was my attachment style. Disorganized attachment style, okay? So when I met my husband, because I had done the work of being able to observe my emotions, I did it alone. And now I'm in the experiment. Yeah, you could do things, you could work on things alone, but it's also better for you to put yourself in an environment where you can practice what you worked on. So I told myself going into my marriage, I'm going to always let my husband know when I feel like pushing him away. When I feel like, because that was a problem that I had. Like, I would push people away when they got close. And I really love my husband. I really want a future with him. But I had this thing that I was working on. So I remember when we first started dating, it was about 3 months in. And I had these emotions coming up. Fear of abandonment. I wanted to react to these emotions so bad, y'all. I wanted to dig because that was what I was used to. Digging into those emotions. But then had practice observing my emotions prior to this, and I had already made a promise to myself that when these emotions come up, I'm going to tell my husband. So I told him, I said, I know I've been acting not like how I usually act, and it's because I feel like pushing you away right now. And it's not because I don't love you and I don't want to be with you. It's because I have this fear of abandonment. And before you can leave me, I want to push you away. And the first time I did it, he was like, thank you for sharing that with me. One thing about my husband, he's one of those people that really don't react to his emotions. He's very emotionally intelligent. But he's just like, thank you for sharing that with me. And I will hope that you don't push me away. And with him doing that, it allowed me to feel safe again because he validated what I felt, and it made a mirror back into my face like, you don't have to push him away. This is something that you're feeling, but you don't have to react to it. And this has allowed me to build healthier relationships with my husband. It allowed me to build a healthy relationship with my kids as well, because when I'm upset, I want to dig into them again, but then I have to tell myself that's not going to get you the solution that you want. And being able to master your emotions is allowing you to get the solutions you want. Our emotions are just like our internal GPS system. It's letting you know when you're a little too more on the right or a little too more on the left, or when you're off the route and you need to come back on the route, or when you're going too fast and you need to slow down. It's our internal GPS system. So it allows you to better navigate what is going on the inside. And if you have the vocabulary and you understand more what is going on and you're able to observe, the less you will react. And it allows you to feel mental clarity. Mental clarity. And I love having mental clarity because I'm able to be more creative. I'm able to articulate my thoughts more because I have mental clarity. So, mastering your emotions is one of the greatest upgrades you can give to your personality. And you will not take everything so personal. What other people do, you won't take things personal because you would know what they got going on is not about you. And you will know whatever I have going on is not about no one else. It's about what I feel, what I have experienced, and what I'm able to articulate. So, Lotus, what is our resilience tool for today? Our resilience tool for today is being able to observe your emotions instead of reacting to your emotions. And how can you practice that starting today? I would say whenever an emotion come up today, instead of reacting quickly to that emotion and going into that natural cycle that you have when that emotion come up, get curious about it and ask yourself, what is this emotion I'm feeling? Am I really frustrated? Am I really sad? Do I really want to curse this person out? Observe that emotion and put a name to it. Not just the normal sad, happy anger. Actually put a name to that emotion. So the next time you feel it, you'll have a name for it. And consistently do this. Consistently, instead of reacting to your emotions, observe them and put names to them. And the better you get at it, the more distance you will put between having the emotion and reacting to that emotion. So that's all we have today for today's episode. I am always grateful that you have tuned in and listened. And if this episode has helped you, please share this podcast with someone who you may think need to understand about mastering their emotions, or just want to have them listen in and you can have a conversation about what you heard on today's podcast. I am grateful for you here. And remember, life isn't about always having the happily ever after. We want that peacefully ever after. Thank you.